this next video with our X Series scanner, we're going to quickly go over how we would set up on site using known targets. So really similar to the RTS setup workflow, the X Series scanner can actually shoot in known targets, most commonly for scanning purposes. They're going to be black and white targets like this one that were placed ahead of time on site by the GC or another contractor. So we've got kind of just like the dialog box for field link using our known point setup. We'll just grab 2 points that we're going to use there. So I'll choose the first point that I want to shoot over there. So with the point selected, I'll go ahead and actually turn the laser on the instrument on. So once that is on, I have got a red laser projected from the instrument. Let me drive it over to the target just so I can actually, kind of get on my target and see what I'm looking at. Once I'm there on the surface, I'll just, kind of get dialed in right to the center. I'm just doing a drag drive for now, but once I get really close, I might come a little closer to my actual target, as I've got these small nudge buttons that really help me make sure I get right in the center of that target that I'm going to shoot. All good there. Once we've run our first target, it's just a matter of using the measure button, same exact button as on the RTS. It's just that button in the top right corner. The instrument actually performs a small scan. That's how it takes this singular measurement. Once that's complete, it'll jump over and we'll be able to drive it to our next point just to get locked in there. The whole time it's going through that process, we'll see this measuring dialog box in Field Link. But once it's complete, it'll let me drive over to my next point, and then we'll be able to see residuals for how well we shot in these 2 targets. Okay, with that first point completed, and now on my main screen, if I just go back to the map screen for a quick visualization, put my joystick away, I can see that point is nice and filled in, so I'm going to select the other point that I'm going to shoot next. And I'm going to drive my instrument's laser over to that other target. Same process when I've arrived there. I'm just making sure I'm actually right on the center of that target just to make sure we get a nice accurate setup. I'll use those nudge buttons when I get close just to make sure it gets right on there. We'll press measure once more. We'll let the scanner go through its full measuring process where it's running that short scan once more. And then we should see residuals telling us how well we were able to tie into the given coordinates for these 2 black and white targets. And then we'll see our scan data overlay, whatever these coordinates are incorporated to. So now with residuals within tolerance, we're able to go ahead and hit set and get moving with the scanner.